Hey, what's going on YouTube? Alabama Reloader here. So, I am leaving the range. Alright, today is November 9th, 2023. It's a Thursday, the day before we leave. Me and my brother, uncle and my dad. Day before we leave to head to Kentucky for the opener, the gun season opener, which is on Saturday. So tomorrow being Veterans Day, it's technically Saturday, November the 11th, but it's recognized on November 10th. So I'm off work, my brother's off work, and so we're gonna head up. We're actually gonna bow hunt tomorrow evening. We'll get there probably around lunchtime, and then we'll bow hunt in the evening, and then gun season opens Saturday. So we'll be in the woods gun hunting Saturday and Sunday. So hopefully kill a nice buck. Just left the range though. I wanted to double check. These are the two that I'll be taking with me. Alright, you guys have seen these on the channel before, but I'm taking my Kimber 84M Hunter, and that's chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. And then the other one, the laminate stock, that's a Tikka T3X laminated stock, and it is chambered in 270 Winchester. So I wanted to double check my dope. Wanted to check, just to see what everything's doing in terms of my hunting loads that I'm going to actually use in the field once I get there. The 6.5 Creedmoor, I'll be using the 140 grain Spear Impact load that I worked up using Alliant Power Pro 4000 MR. It's a really good load, some good velocities. I'm around 2750-ish with that combination. Right now I've got the way that the drop works out. I'm basically zeroed at 100, one MOA up at 200, and then 3.5 at 300, and then at 380 I'm at 5.75 at 380. And so I basically, what I did was I shot the targets, and then obviously made adjustments, validated my impacts at each one of those distances. That's what's nice about Hobbs Island Shooting Range, is they have steel targets set up at those distances, and some distances in between there where you can really make your adjustments on the fly as you're shooting, and you don't have to go down and check your target and all that. You can just validate right there on steel if you're how your drop is looking. So I did that that's for the 6.5 Creedmoor. For the 270, it's the 130 grain Spear Grand Slam load using IMR 4350. I didn't do a ton of load development on that guy. Like, it wasn't super in depth. I just found something. I think I showed you guys on one of the latest range results videos where I was like, hey, shot consistently good enough, right, as I moved up the charge weight range. I think it's maybe 55 grains. Don't quote me on that. Go back and check the other video out to see exactly what it is. But I did have to capture velocity data while I was at the range just now. I shot seven rounds to gather velocity data over the MagnetoSpeed Sporter chronograph, and I'm at 2975. So not bad. Could probably push it just a touch faster, but there's really no need to. So that's going to be great. That'll be a good hunting load, and I loaded up 30 of those. I had 30 pieces of brass that was left over when I had processed that last batch, and so I just went ahead and loaded everything up. I believe it is 55 grains with IMR 4350 and that Spear 130. So should be a really good load to hunt with. I'm really kind of torn. I don't know which one I'm going to take into the field opening morning. It's really going to be just kind of game time decision. I'm taking both though for redundancy's sake. I don't want to get up there, heaven forbid, you know, I drop it. Who knows what could happen, right? I mean, yeah, I just, since I'm driving and I have the ability to take an additional firearm, I might as well. Also, for those of you that are in District 3, make sure you vote Dusty Yarborough for County Commissioner, District 3. That's who will be getting my vote. So, but yeah, I mean, I might as well take two. That way we have redundancy just in case something happens. But my drop and my dope and everything on the 270 is very similar to the 6.5 Creedmoor. I'm zeroed at 100. I'm 1 MOA at 200, 3.5 at 300, and then I'm 6 MOA at 380. And that basically has me dead on at those distances, right? Those adjustments. And of course, my scopes are in MOA and they're just quarter clicks, so I can't, you know, some of it where it's like, man, you know, it would be nice if I could do like, you know, a finer measurement in between those quarter clicks, but it's good enough, right? That gets me pretty much dead on at those distances. So yeah, that way, just in case, you know, I'm up there and the biggest buck I've ever seen walks out at, you know, 400 yards or in, yeah, we're gonna send it. So I have confidence in that. But all right, well, that's where we're gonna leave it for this part. I'm basically gonna do what I did with the bow hunting part. I'm just gonna kind of roll this in. We'll just do segment after segment. You know, I'll try to keep the segment semi-short. This is probably gonna be a long video though, because yeah, I'll film some just like I did last time in the morning on the way. You know, getting out into the woods and bow hunting, I'll probably film same deal as last time. So you guys sit back, relax, enjoy the footage. Hopefully there's a monster buck that'll be on the ground with a bullet hole in it, hopefully from either a 6.5 or a 270, and then we can get some footage of it. So that's it, y'all stay tuned. Alrighty, good morning. Friday, November 10th. Just left the house. The clock in my vehicle's wrong, it says 5:40. We just did daylight savings time, whatever, set your clock back an hour. Over the weekend and last weekend, I just haven't messed around with my vehicle yet to make that adjustment. But it's 4:40 and heading on down the road a little bit. So got my coffee, got everything loaded down in the back. Yeah, so let's go meet up with my brother and stop by Buc-ee's. Checked in to the hotel. The clock is now fixed, courtesy of my brother. So it's 11:08, just checked into the hotel, about to head out. Gonna make a pit stop by Starbucks, grab a cup of coffee, and then run through a drive-through, get him some lunch, because I overloaded on Buc-ee's for breakfast, so I'm not hungry. And then gonna go hit the deer woods. He's gonna do some scouting on a piece he's interested in hunting, and then I'm actually gonna go bow hunt a spot that I hunted last time we were here. So big shout out to, what's his name? Ricky. Good old Ricky at Mid-South Shooters Supply up in Tennessee, Clarksville, Tennessee. We actually stopped by there on the way up here, so a big shout out to him. He was great to talk to. Picked up a hat, a shirt, and an 8-pound jug of Vitavori N560. Also picked up some of them 6.5 millimeter. Yep, 22 bucks. The 140 grain Nosler ballistic tips, so good stuff. All right, waiting on this traffic to clear. Let's head out. Alrighty, just dropped my brother off at the first spot where I'm just gonna pick him up after dark. He's gonna go in and probably log a lot of miles scouting this evening, and then still bow season, so I am gonna go get set up in the spot when we came up here and hunted the bow opener back during Labor Day weekend. I sat in a spot where it was basically kind of like a funnel coming down, had a couple of fields, or had a field, and the way everything was funneling down was coming to a point, and I basically sat in that point, and so that's where I think it was a couple of does on camera or something that I videoed. I'm gonna go back into that spot because right now starting to get a little fired up here in Kentucky in terms of the rut for bucks. You know, kind of you're starting to see some activity, some rut activity as far as chasing and all that goes, or at least that's what's being posted on those Kentucky, deer hunter Facebook pages and stuff. They're sending out photos, folks posting photos and videos and all that, so it's starting to get a little heated up right now. So that's the plan. I'm gonna go slip into that spot. I'm pretty sure those does were bedded down back behind me, and so I really just want to go, slip in there. And I mean, who knows, right? If something could just ease through there, maybe I'll catch it slipping through this evening. Stick an arrow in something. Who knows? All right, I'll probably film a little bit, either walking in or once I get up my tree. So we'll see y'all in a minute. Feels good to be back. The Ohio River. So, up here on the northwest part of the state. Yeah, let's slip on in here. See if we can't catch something trying to go to bed a little bit later. Alright, y'all, they are in full-on chase mode. I'm sitting here, so there's a truck going that way down this little dirt road. This old guy. So I pulled up. My plan is I'm walking in here to the left. That's how you get to the spot I sat in when I was bow hunting and saw those does. Well, this old guy comes down the road here. Look, I think it was a Ford Ranger. He pulled down the road right here and was just sitting here talking to me. I guess he's, lived in this area basically all his life. I think it's one of those deals where he sees somebody hunting, and of course he feels the need to pull over and talk about how there ain't no deer in here and it ain't like it used to be, and talks like he practically owns the place. One of those deals, right? One of those conversations where we're sitting there talking. He was a nice guy, but sitting here and he's facing this way. Well, I'll be daggum, a doe didn't come just busting out of the woods across that field right there, and a buck running, just chasing the dog out of her. So boys, they are in hot pursuit right here in Kentucky. I was sitting here, he was talking about, man, ain't no deer in here. I said, hey, there's some deer right there. He turns around, he goes, what in the world? He's like, well, that buck is getting after her, ain't he? I was like, yeah. I said, I reckon you may want to jump in your truck and go get set up so we can actually see if we can kill one of them. He was like, yeah, that's a good idea, because he sat here and talked to me for 20 minutes. I'm trying to be polite and nice, but I was like, dude, I'm trying to get my stuff on and get dressed. So, and they ran. What's nice is they ran right this way, basically right through there, and he started driving. They stopped, and that doe actually turned around and started running back this way, but then he started driving off and she bolted that way. that's where I'm heading, back in there. I mean, of course, he's going to run her God knows how far, but that's good. That's a good sign. They on the hoof, boys. All right, let's finish getting ready and go get set up. Good morning, sunshine. Let's go get coffee and head out.
Y'all ready?
Good morning. Yeah, let's grab a cup of coffee and head out. Let's go kill a biggin.
I'm looking for like a 137 and up. It's gonna.
So is the other 15 people I saw getting off the elevator, by the way.
Oh, there's some already left.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were dressed head to toe, ready to go.
One guy thought was stealing his vehicle.
Oh, that's funny.
There's a car in between us.
Yeah.
I thought this might have come out, the doors were open.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, there was another guy that was pulled in last night, almost identical to yours. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was y'all.
That seemed
Yeah.
He thought we were stealing.
But he had a different rack on the back.
He thought we were stealing his vehicle.
All right, let's grab some coffee and go. All right, so we got coffee in hand from Thornton's. We're doing a little game planning with my dad, my uncle. And so now we're heading out and we're gonna go be a part of the Orange Army apocalypse that's descended upon Kentucky. I don't think there's hunters in any other state today. What do you think?
I don't think so.
they're all here because we done seen them. Well, it's gonna be fun. So at least everybody's supposed to be wearing orange, so that'll help. Oh, all right. Got to make sure you wear your Panola brand, whatchamacallit, Mossy Oak Bottomland hat. So shout out to those guys. Alright. Oh. Gotta drink my coffee so I can wake up. Let's go see where they ain't, and that way maybe we can find a spot to hunt. Talking about the hunters, of course. Alright. We'll check you in a little bit. Alright, so I'm set up in my spot. And I came back to well, there we go. Over in that direction is that inside corner where I climbed back during bow season. I had an 8-point on camera slipping through there. I had several does coming through using that inside corner. And so I'm sitting in my tree seat right now, which I'm somewhat regretting. I kind of wish I would have packed my saddle stuff in now, but it is what it is. I didn't really want to pack my saddle stuff in and get all set up knowing there was going to be a ton of people pounding the ground out here. So I didn't really want to get set up and then have people coming in on me and having to deal with all that, but that's why I'm in my tree seat. But back to my left. I had a 4-point come in. It was probably about 6 o'clock. It's 7 right now, but he came from my left and was coming straight towards me. He got to within about 15 yards of me and then busted me. But I was set up a little bit differently around this tree. When he did that, I couldn't see him. He was coming to my back, so I couldn't see him. I could just hear him. And then I moved a little bit, and then I heard him it startled him, and he turned around and just kind of pounded a couple of times. I was able to look around the tree, and then he stopped, so I could see it was a 4-point, and then he kept on going back that direction. So I've kind of got repositioned here, where I can keep an eye on things to my left. But yeah, I've already heard a handful of shots. So we'll see. Y'all stay tuned. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an update. So this morning, so right out there is the very end of the field when I was sitting this morning. So it's the afternoon now, it's 3 o'clock. This morning when I saw that 4-point, I was way back that direction, sitting just off of an inside corner of that field. And I sat there till probably about 10 o'clock. And nobody had walked in on me until that, at that point. So I was like, well, I really want to go get my saddle stuff and head deeper back to where I'd found some more sign back during bow season. Found deeper toward the end of the field. But I really need my saddle to get in a good spot. So 10 o'clock, went back to the vehicle. I was still the only vehicle parked there, which was surprising. So, went back, got my saddle stuff, and I came in. I'm probably about, I don't know, maybe another 400 yards down, which is basically the end of the field. And it's pretty much this little drainage we got going on here. It's a low-lying area. There goes a fox squirrel over there. It generally has water in it, but it's been so dry. Well, the deer, what they were doing back during bow season, they were moving through here and coming out into the field. So, at least all the sign that I found, that's kind of indicating what they were doing. Now, of course, the soybeans have been harvested, so probably not going to have the movement that we did during bow season. But I pushed back here, and sure enough, I found a fresh scrape. I'm talking one that looked like it'd been made this morning. I mean, the thing was so fresh, no leaves in it, and the leaves are falling. Not one leaf was in it. And he's starting to rub everywhere back here, so we got a buck on his feet, and he's getting active. Hang on, let me see if I can get this. Little fox squirrel, look at it, that's pretty cool. So hopefully afternoon it'll pick up here in a minute. Maybe we can get some deer on camera. Look at him. What are you doing? Yeah, those fox squirrels, they look pretty cool. They got that darker color to them. Alright, adios, buddy. So, like I said, hopefully we get some deer on their feet, get moving, maybe get them on camera if there's some does. Hopefully get this buck coming through here this evening. So, y'all stay tuned. Good morning.
Morning.
Alright, so we are just now getting on the road, leaving Thornton's, gas station, whatever. A little bit later than we wanted to, but we did our best THP impersonation. It seems like every time they go on a hunt, they always have tire trouble. And that's what we had this morning. Ended up running over a nail or something. Yesterday. Got up this morning and it said check tire pressure. And my exact words were, we ain't got time for that, let's roll. Well, I didn't look at the tire. pulled in the gas station. She's pretty flat. So, plugged it, aired it up, and we on the road. So, summary of yesterday, you said you didn't see nothing? Nothing. All right, so brother didn't see nothing. I think my dad saw a couple. And then I don't think my uncle saw anything. I saw that 4-point yesterday morning and then a button buck yesterday evening. And that was it. So, but where I saw that button buck was where I found that fresh, super fresh scrape. So I'm going back into that spot this morning. Maybe something will slip through there and freshen up the scrape. And yeah. We'll see how it goes. You ready to kill?
Yep.
All right, let's go. Good morning, raccoon. So, I'm set back up in the same spot I hunted yesterday evening. So far, oh man, I've got something to watch. So far, I've seen a doe. She was walking through. It's kind of like a swampy area out there. But again, it's just like what I showed yesterday evening. So this little strip of hardwoods that I'm in is on both sides. It's got that kind of a swampy, low-lying area that generally has water in it. But it's been so dry, there's no water out there or on the other side of me. And so I'm set up basically right in the middle. I can see that fresh scrape from where I'm sitting. It's back to my left. But I saw a doe come right out there from the other side and come across. So, seen one so far. Hopefully we can catch a buck trying to slip through here. We'll see. I got the 6.5 Creekmore with me this morning. Decided to bring it instead of the 270 because the 6.5 is about 2 pounds lighter than the 270, and I'm walking further than what I did yesterday morning. So I got in later than I wanted to because I had a nail in my tire. So we had to fix that. I had to patch it, put a plug in it, and then air it back up at the gas station this morning. So I got in here a little bit later than I wanted to. But I think I'm in a pretty good spot. So, oh, back here, that's that thick stuff I was showing you yesterday evening. So I got the field to my back. I'm turned around on my platform right now. That's typically how I hunt out of this saddle. I'll do a lot of standing, facing away from the tree. so as you can tell, it's nighttime. I'm driving. My brother's no longer with me. I dropped him off in his vehicle, so made it back to Alabama. I guess you can kind of assume we didn't have any luck. So pretty much give you a rundown of how the rest of the afternoon went. You saw the little short clip of the spike that came in. So today I saw a doe. I explained that in an earlier segment or whatever when I was kind of telling you about my setup. So I saw a doe this morning, and then had that spike come in. I don't know, it might have been 8:30, something like that. And then I had a 3-point come in, and I didn't get a video of it, but it came in even closer than what the spike was on the video. The 3-point came in and walked basically that same line, kind of paralleling that thick stuff. But it was, I mean, it was probably 5 yards from my tree. It was extremely close to my setup. So whenever I was sitting there trying to, I heard it. When I heard it, and I looked around my tree, I mean, it was already pretty much 15 yards from me. And so then I was trying to get situated and make sure it wouldn't see me and all that, depending on which way it was going. Well, then it kind of turned and paralleled that stuff, and it looked up at me a couple of times, but it never really checked up. It just kind of moseyed on through and went and got something to eat. Was just kind of hanging out back behind me for a little while. So that was cool, but that was it. That was how the day ended, and that was the last deer I saw, and that was like at 11:15. So, but that is the longest I've sat in the saddle since I've gotten it. So got in the saddle probably about, I don't know, 6:30 or so this morning, I think is when I finally got set up, because we were running late due to the flat tire. And then climbed down at 5 when it was too dark to see. So whatever, that's a long time. Longest I've sat in the saddle. But overall, great trip. I mean, we had a ton of fun. It was a short 2-day trip. So we went up on Friday, and then 2 days of hunting Saturday, all day Sunday. So we really maximized our hunting time. I mean, we were in the woods, sun up to sundown both days. We didn't come out, go eat lunch, do any of that. We were in the woods the whole time. So really tried to take full advantage of just being there. But yeah, I mean, overall it was a great trip. I saw deer both days. My brother, I don't think he saw any yesterday, but today he made up for it. He saw 14 deer today. He saw, I think, 9 doe and 5 bucks, I believe. But the biggest buck was a 6-point, and that's just, he's looking for something bigger than that to shoot at. So yeah, he had a pretty good day. I think my dad and my uncle both saw, some deer throughout the day, but nobody had a shooter come out, so it is what it is. But that's it. I don't know if I'm gonna actually be able to go back to Kentucky before the season ends. Their gun season is only 15, modern gun is only 15 days long, which is kind of sad. Here in Alabama, I mean, our gun season opens up, typically it's like the weekend before Thanksgiving, and then it runs through February 10th. So we get plenty of time to gun hunt here in Alabama, so I'm kind of spoiled. We're super blessed to have the very generous hunting season that we have, because bow season opens up this year. It opened as early as September 30th for one part of the state. So it goes, so hunting season actually starts September 30th this year, goes all the way through February 10th. Like, can't really complain about that. But all right, well, that's it. If you've made it to the very end, congratulations to you. I have no idea how long this video is going to be. I've got to edit all the clips together, or all the little segments together. I've just got to basically put them together. I don't really cut anything out, but I just got to put them together. I'm probably going to add in a couple of pictures too. But yeah, great trip overall, man. We had a blast. So much fun hanging out with my brother, my dad, my uncle. We just had a good time. So that's where we're going to leave it. Catch y'all next time. Y'all stay tuned. Hopefully have some more videos this hunting season, and it would be great if we could get a buck on the ground, but we'll see. Y'all stay tuned. Have a good one.